Hello, my name is Sarah Gilstrap, and this is my presentation over Kiewit. We should make every effort to improve and expand our operations. A company cannot stand still for long. It either moves ahead or it slides back. Peter Kiewit, 1964. In the early years, Kiewit Corporation got started in 1884 when Peter and Andrew Kiewit formed Kiewit Brothers in Omaha, Nebraska. They started a masonry contracting partnership. In 1889, Kiewit Brothers was awarded its largest masonry contract, the 7-story Lincoln Hotel. The brothers ventured into general contracting in the 1900s with construction of the Beckens Warehouse. They dissolved their partnership in 1904, and Peter continued the business as the sole proprietor. Peter Kiewit had 6 children. The youngest son, also named Peter, took over the company when his father passed away. In 1924, the company reached the 40-year mark and landed its first $1 million contract, the 10-story Livestock Exchange building in South Omaha Meatpacking District. Young Peter served as the project superintendent. The company landed several significant projects in the 1920s that remain Nebraska's landmarks: the Nebraska State Capitol in 1927, Joslyn Art Museum in 1928, and the Union Station in 1929. At the same time, Peter Kiewit, 30, became the majority shareholder and president of the company. America was sinking into a Great Depression. The limited building work available would often go at or below cost. Peter, a visionary man, saw the need and opportunity to change and led the company into a heavy in highway construction markets. He assembled a core group of talented people to help him build Kiewit into one of the leading construction firms in North America. In 1939, Kiewit took a $7.5 million contract to build, in 90 days, 760 barracks and related facilities at Fort Lewis, Washington. This was the company's largest contract to date. The work had just begun when the U.S. Army more than doubled the size of the contract to 1,540 buildings with no increase in time. The lessons of successfully completing Fort Lewis helped the company participate in other wartime construction efforts. Kiewit built additional Army bases, military airfields, and other factories throughout the Great Plains, Rocky Mountains, and Pacific Coast states, as well as Alaska and the Yukon. Kiewit also constructed the massive Martin Bomber plant in South Omaha, Nebraska. It was during the war that Kiewit began its coal mining operations. Coal from the Bighorn Mine near Sheridan, Wyoming, was shipped to Hanford, Washington. After the war, it was learned that the coal shipped to the plant was used to manufacture the nation's first atomic bomb. By this point, Kiewit had constructed more than $500 million of military work, and the company received the coveted Army-Navy E Award for excellence. A wartime gave the company exposure to many new geographic areas. In 1951, Kiewit was selected to construct an air base in the high Arctic of Thule, Greenland, codenamed Operation Blue Jay. This then top-secret project required Kiewit to hire and train 5,000 workers and to procure and transport countless shiploads of equipment and material through iceberg-landed seas. Kiewit and its joint venture partners remained in Thule for 15 years. Along with the base, the team constructed ballistic missile early warning system, BMEWS, radar screens as big as the football fields, and eastern end of the distant early warning, DEW line, building radar domes right on the Greenland ice cap. In 1952, the Atomic Energy Commission awarded Kiewit the $1.2 billion gaseous diffusion plant project in Portsmouth, Ohio. The plant, one of the largest construction contracts ever awarded by the government, was needed to refine uranium-235 for military and civilian nuclear operations. Kiewit helped strengthen the nation's defense capacities with the construction of many missile bases projects in 1950 and 1960s, including 2 Minuteman missile base projects in the Dakotas. If not for the Great Depression, Kiewit might still be a local business contractor. However, because of economic events forced it into new lines of work and regions by World War II, the company was already with the time came to construct the U.S. interstate highway system. Kiewit constructed some of the most difficult miles of American highway system, including sections through Arizona's Virgin River Canyon and Colorado's Glenwood Canyon, the Eisenhower Tunnel through the Colorado Rockies, and Fort McHenry Tunnel beneath Baltimore Harbor. The company built more land miles of the interstate highway system than any other contract, promoting Forbes magazine to call Peter Kiewit the Colossus of Roads. Kiewit remains one of North America's largest transportation contractors. In 1960, Bob Wilson became the president of Kiewit. Peter Kiewit remains chairman. In 1979, Bob stepped down for health reasons, and Walter Scott Jr., who served as executive vice president since 1965, became president at the relatively young age of 48. Over the years, Kiewit built more than $1 billion of dams and powerhouse facilities on the Land Grande and East Main rivers. In November 1979, Peter Kiewit died as a result of complications following the removal of a tumor in his left lung. Most of his estate went to Peter Kiewit Foundation. Having no ties to the company that bears his family's name, it is one of the largest charitable organizations in the nation. Throughout the 1980s and 90s, Kiewit continued to grow and prosper, developing contracting opportunities in the public sector and expanding into significant markets in the private sector. By the time Kiewit celebrated its centennial in 1984, the company had district offices throughout the United States and Canada, and was performing nearly all types of construction work. In the 1980s, Kiewit began making significant investments in ventures outside its core business, with an emphasis on energy and telecommunications. Currently, Bruce Graycock serves as Kiewit's president and CEO. He has steered the company to excellence since 2004. He is only the 5th person to assume leadership of the company in its modern era. Kiewit is one of North America's largest and most respected construction engineering organizations. There are currently 40 area offices, 16 district offices, and 4 mining factories in the United States, Canada, and Australia. Kiewit's core values. People. Without our safety-minded workforce, our company would cease to exist. It is that simple. That is why we hire the best and brightest minds in industry, and by providing the best training, we watch our employees strengthen their skills to further the company's success. Integrity. We conduct our business and personal affairs with the highest levels of integrity. We take responsibility and accountability for all our words and actions. Excellence. At Kiewit, we never stop raising the bar. Consistently focus on high quality production, we commit to excellence in all we do. Stewardship. Every day we realize the role we have as stewards in our communities and on this earth. After all, we work in our own backyards as much as we do yours. The top 4 competitors in the energy division are Bechtel, Fluor, CB&I, and Jacobs, with Kiewit ranked number 5. Kiewit does it all. Kiewit offers services in a variety of markets and building. Mining, oil and gas and chemical, power, transportation, and water wastewater removal. Based on 2014 construction and design revenues by the ENR, Kiewit makes up 10% of all building construction, 4% of mining, 37% of oil, gas, and chemical, 18% of all power construction, 25% of all transportation, and 6% of the water waste removal. Distribution. Kiewit's history is rich in vertical construction. In the past 10 years alone, Kiewit has performed construction services for more than 1,200 vertical construction projects, totaling more than $7.2 million in revenue. Mining. Over the past 10 years, Kiewit has performed more than 50 mining contracts totaling more than $1.3 billion in revenue. Kiewit subsidiaries have constructed infrastructures to perform mining services at gold mines throughout Nevada and Alaska, as well as diamond and nickel mines at remote locations in 3 Canadian provinces. Water and wastewater. Throughout the past 10 years, Kiewit provides procurement, construction, and startup services for more than 280 public and private water supply projects totaling more than $6.3 billion in contract revenue. Over the past 10 years, Kiewit constructed and provided startup services for more than 400 power-related projects totaling more than $12.8 billion in contract revenue. Kiewit has constructed more than 1,100 transportation projects totaling more than $30 billion in contract revenue. The projects were delivered using traditional bid, build, design, build, and A+B, a combination of price and schedule procurement. In the last 10 years, Kiewit completed more than 800 projects for the oil, gas, and chemical industry, totaling more than $11 billion. Pricing. Kiewit works off a program called White Sheets. They evaluate all aspects of what it will take to do a project and put it into a white sheet form. Since Kiewit owns its own fleet of construction vehicles, this is easier for them to bid on projects and helps them get the upper hand. There is no project that is too large, too small, too complex, or too challenging for Kiewit. Their unique networks of decentralized offices backed by multi-billion-dollar organizations allow them to tackle projects of any size in any market. By being an employee-owned company, this allows them to compete at better bids for a better project price. Promotion. Kiewit has been an employee-owned company from the beginning. It's most admired. Fortune magazine recognized Kiewit on its list of world's most admired companies in 2015. It placed third for the 4th consecutive year in the energy and construction category. Top company for leaders. The Aon Hewitt Top Companies for Leaders ranked Kiewit as a top performer in North America based on leadership strategies, practices, and outcomes. A great place for grads. Kiewit in 2014 was named Best Place to Work for Recent Grads by Experience based on its training programs, growth opportunities, organizational culture, and benefits. Great place to work. Kiewit spends more than $80 million annually on training and development. Its unparalleled commitment to health and wellness, and most importantly, extraordinary efforts to its employees. Kiewit lives by 3 rules, and it stands behind every project that they do. The first one is commitment to safety. The second one is that they maintain a relationship with its clients. And finally, the third rule is Kiewit stands behind is plan ahead. Kiewit has many different subsidiaries. This allows them to bid on a wide variety of projects. A few different companies Kiewit owns are the Information Company, Mass Electric Construction Company, TEI, Testronics, Canotech, TPAC, Aero, Western Summit, Innate, and Churn. By having these different divisions, Kiewit has a much better stance on getting jobs. This helps them differentiate them from other companies based on their portfolio and is more diverse and larger. Improvement is seldom made without reaching beyond your abilities and trying something you have never done before. Peter Kiewit, founder, 1977.